In this writing lesson, we're going to be looking at how we can use verbs to our best advantage. And the verbs that we're going to be looking at today are called active verbs, verbs that actually show what the subject of the sentence is doing. So in this picture, I have a girl who has a letter in her hand. The active verb that I'm thinking about is she delivered it. I could easily say the girl had a letter, but that doesn't tell me anything that she's doing with it. Or the girl, got a letter in the mailbox. But words like has and got and is, those words aren't active. They don't show what the subject is actually doing. So I've highlighted the word delivered because the word delivered is an active verb that shows exactly what she did. So for the next couple of slides, I'm going to give you a scenario where there's not a whole lot of action and you need to come up with the active verbs that you would use in place of what I've created. In this slide, I have a simple sentence. The dog is on the couch. Well, I can see a dog. I can see him sitting on the couch, but I have no idea what he's actually doing. So what I want you to do is substitute the word is with what that dog is actually doing. So for example, the dog sat on the couch. The dog whined on the couch. The dog slept on the couch. These are all active verbs. If we wanted to be kind of crude in 7th grade or 8th grade, like the dog peed on the couch. The dog chewed on the couch. So what I'd like you to do is jot down at least 5 more active verbs. What else could the dog be actively doing on the couch? So I said the dog sat, the dog whined, the dog slept, the dog peed, the dog chewed. Those are active verbs. I want you to come up with 5 more. In this slide, I have the sentence, Sarah went down the stairs. The verb went, again, not active. Exactly how is Sarah going down these stairs? So I'm going to give you 1 or 2. And again, what I want you to come up with is a real variety of different ways that Sarah could go down the stairs. So Sarah skipped down the stairs, if she's really happy. I could just say very simply, she walked down the stairs. She fell down the stairs, even though it's not showing her falling. So for this slide, I'd like you each to come up with 3 or 4 more active verbs, different ways that Sarah could go down these stairs, because words like go and went are not active. So think about if Sarah were happy, how would she go down the stairs? If Sarah was really unhappy, how would she go down the stairs? If she was in a hurry. So think about active verbs that you could use to show us and not tell us how Sarah went down the stairs. In dialogue, we often use the word said, and you'll notice in this picture, this person is not just saying something. So we can often exchange the word said for other active verbs that show more emotion or that show how specifically something was said. So in this image, we have, my shoes are too tight, said Tom. Well, his face doesn't show that he's just saying it. So I might say, screamed Tom. That's a much more active verb than said. Bellowed. That means he's loud and obnoxious. So what I'd like you guys to do is come up with a couple of more verbs that you would use in place of said, especially when you're looking at that little face. Lastly, what we really want to avoid in our writing is what we call weak verbs. Words like is. She is talking. Well, or she is on the porch. Instead of saying she is on the porch, she sleeps on the porch. She is eating on the porch. She is doing her homework on the porch. So just using a single helping verb like is kind of weak. I am tired. I am feeling tired. I am acting tired. We are going to the store. Well, how are you going there? We are rollerblading to the store. We are pogo sticking to the floor. We are driving to the store. So try to think about ways to prevent these from being too popular in your writing, and really work with the active verb. So instead of saying, we went to the store, we drove to the store. He goes to school, he attends school. She does her homework, she completes her homework. Really think about using the most active verb you can for each situation, because in every sentence, the subject, the who or the what, has to be doing something. And what we want to know is, what specifically are they doing? Be clear in your writing. So we're going to take a look at your writing, and I'm going to go back in and I'm going to put in my same writing piece from before. I'm going to highlight my active verbs, and if I have weak verbs in there, I need to do something about it. So I'm just going to go through again, and all I'm going to do this time is I'm going to highlight in green what I consider to be my verbs, my actions. And if you notice that if I have too many of those weak verbs like is and was and were and went and go, then I need to do something about that. So I'm just going to go through it. The song of the loons echoes across the lake, filling the night with a peaceful symphony. On these calm summer nights, I sit on the deck, listening and relaxing. This special spot renews my spirit after a long, hard year. My family's camp is hidden, so I might want to think about that, at the end of the road on the north shore of Lake Hebron. We built the camp 10 years ago, so we'd have a place. We'd have a place for relatives and friends to spend time together. Go out the front door and walk off the deck. You're just a few feet away from Lake Hebron. Its crystal clear water makes it a perfect spot for swimming, kayaking, and fishing. Go out the back door. You're just steps away from the Appalachian Trail. We take daily hikes with our dogs, meeting through hikers and adventure lovers every day of the summer. Spending the summer at camp takes me away from work and brings me peace. So I really only have one, what I would consider that weak verb. My family's camp is hidden. So maybe instead of saying my family's camp is hidden, I might say my family's camp hides at the end of the road on the north shore of Lake Hebron. And that almost gives my camp kind of personification. It gives it that sense that it's alive. So the next step for you, on the same document that you highlighted before, go back in, highlight your verbs, and see how many active verbs you use and how many weak verbs you use, and then edit accordingly. Make sure you're using active verbs to really bring your writing to life.